Good morning, boys. In the last class, we have already started Union Executive. We have already discussed about the legislative powers and the executive powers of the President. Today, we will discuss about the judicial powers and the emergency powers of the President. Today, we will also discuss about the position and the functions of the Prime Minister. So, let's begin our class.
Apart from the appointments of judges of High Courts and Supreme Court, the President has the power to grant pardon, reprieve or remission of punishment. Emergency powers. President also enjoys emergency powers which can be exercised in these three conditions. Number 1, the country faces external danger and internal armed rebellion. Number 2, there is a breakdown of constitutional machinery in a state. Number 3, in case of a financial crisis. In the first situation, it is called national emergency, which can be declared in whole or in a part of the country. In the second situation, the state is brought under President rule. The state assembly can be suspended and the function of the executive pass into the hands of the President. In case of the threat to the financial stability in India, a financial emergency can also be declared by the President. However, all these powers are formed as they are exercised by the President only on the advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Now, Prime Minister. The leader of the majority party is known as Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers is appointed on the recommendation of the Prime Ministers and stays in office as long as the Prime Minister does. He plays an important role in the administration of the country. He also decides which member of the Council of Ministers is to be given which department of the government. He can remove a minister from his council if he is not satisfied with his performance. He is the official spokesperson of the government. He is the chairman of the Planning Commission. He coordinates the policies of the government and supervises the work of each department. If he dies or resigns, the entire Council of Ministers has to resign. Thus, he acts as a link between the Council of Ministers and the President. Now, the Council of Ministers. The minister is included in the Council of Ministers belong to 3 ranks. Number 1, ministers who are highest in rank are called cabinet ministers. They make major policy decisions concerning their ministry. The ministers of state come next in rank. They may help a cabinet minister or hold independent charge of a department. The lowest in rank are deputy ministers. They have to help the minister under whom they work. Each minister looks after the department of the government known as ministry. A minister must belong to either house of the parliament. If he is not a member of the parliament, he must be elected within 6 months of his appointments. Now, the principle of collective responsibility. A democratic government is responsible and accountable towards the people. If no confidence motion is passed against any minister of the government in the Lok Sabha, the entire Council of Ministers has to resign. The ministers are responsible to the Lok Sabha not only as individuals but also collectively. Members of the cabinet swim and sink together. Means when a decision has been taken by the cabinet, every minister has to stand by it without hesitation.